Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel and another weekly watches video. Not done too bad this week. How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8. So pretty decent. And they're all ones that I will probably keep. Yeah, I'm gonna say probably. There's been some highlights. There's been some ones. I say ones. One, which is this first one that I was a bit underwhelmed with, that I was expecting to enjoy more, but overall really good week again this week. So starting up, we have, get it out because it's in a box set, Rebel Without a Cause, James Dean, directed by Nicholas Ray, 1955. This was the middle of James Dean's 3 film, sorry, slip of the tongue there, that he did in his very short, sad lifetime, and is considered of the 3 the best, I think, most well regarded, I think. So I was going into this expecting to be amazed, be wowed by the film itself, but I wasn't. I was a bit bored, I suppose you could say. It didn't really do much for me. You got Natalie Wood in here as well. Sal Mineo, who plays the third. This is about a trio of friends. But yeah, I don't know whether it's just because it just didn't click with me. I expect that is what it is, and I need to watch it again. Like I said, I've not seen the other 2 in the set, so obviously the set's staying, and I will give this a watch again in the future. But yeah, it didn't really click for me. It's basically just about these 3 friends, about being teenagers in the 50s, what they've got to go through, that sort of thing, their friendship. They've all got something going on in their lives, basically, and it's about their friendship, the strength of their friendship, that sort of thing, but just didn't really click for me. Not to take away from it being obviously considered a brilliant, one of the best films ever made, but for me, yeah, don't know, something just didn't click on that watch for me. So yeah, I'll watch the other ones. I think Giant's like more of a western, and East of Eden, I'm not too sure what that is. But yeah, Rebel Without a Cause, yeah, don't know, just didn't click for me for some reason. Next up, I decided to watch a war film, one that I'd pulled out a few weeks ago after Gene Hackman passed away, because it is one that he has a role in, he starred in, and that is Richard Attenborough's A Bridge Too Far. Now, I will say this is a 3-hour film. The first hour kind of doesn't, it's more of a build up, introducing you to most of these characters, and the plan of how they're going to take back the country. I don't, where is it? Does it say? Operation Market Garden. Basically taking the bridges basically within these countries to kind of restore freedom to, I want to say, the Netherlands or somewhere like that. I don't know, but got a terrific cast. This one, you got Dirk Bogarde, James Caan, Michael Caine, Sean Connery, Edward Fox, Elliot Gould, Gene Hackman, Anthony Hopkins, Laurence Olivier, Ryan O'Neal, Robert Redford, Maximilian Schell, Liv Ullmann. There's more as well, but I can't think off the top. There's a lot of people in this. And yeah, I really enjoyed most of it. As I said, the first hour's more of a build up, more of the plan, and then they obviously drop into this country and the plan takes place, and it clicked for me from then, and I really liked that the second part and the third part, like the second hour and the third hour. Really like that. Obviously, you've got some powerhouse acting in this. Sean Connery, yeah, all of them names I've just mentioned are excellent. And this Robert Redford doesn't come in it until towards the end, but he's still got a really pivotal role in the film, I would say. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. Richard Attenborough's even got a very small part in this. If you like a good war film, this is late 70s, 77, I think. Yeah. definitely recommend checking this one out. Really interesting story, because obviously most of these war films are true stories, and I found this interesting, and it definitely helped with the powerhouse ensemble cast in this. So yeah, that's A Bridge Too Far. Next up, I needed a short watch because I knew I was going out for the day, so I needed a short watch, because otherwise I was never going to end up watching it, otherwise I'd have fallen asleep. And that is War on Everyone, which you'll see in my pickups video tomorrow, which I got or delivered. I think I watched yesterday. It was delivered on the back of it being a John Michael McDonagh film, and I've watched Calvary recently. I still need to get The Guard. Very much a similar sort of thing. Set in Albuquerque, New Mexico, about two cops who are definitely crooked, going after this British crime lord, I suppose you could call him, who's wronged them in a way, stole their money. And yeah, it's a black comedy again. These two really work well together, Michael Pena and Alexander Skarsgård. You've got Tessa Thompson, Paul Reiser, Theo James. Decent cast, a decent film, only an hour and a half, and yeah, I enjoyed this one. Thought it was a pleasant, funny watch. War on Everyone. And then another Michael Pena film. Again, not too long. I think this was the watch pile. Yeah, this was the watch pile one of the week, so I won't go on about it too much. The End of Watch, Jake Gyllenhaal, Michael Pena, David Ayer film. Yeah, I enjoyed this one as well. Thought this was a solid crime thriller. Nothing incredible, but it was a solid watch, one that I'll watch again for sure. If you want to know my full thoughts, go back and watch the Watch Pile episode where I talk about it a bit more. But yeah, I enjoyed this one, thought it was a fun watch. End of Watch. Excuse the pun. And now on to my highlight of the week, the one I enjoyed the most this week, my recommendation of the bunch for this week, and that is 1987's Overboard. Kurt Russell, Goldie Hawn. Such a great film, this. Really funny, really heartwarming. Just a great story about a snobbish woman. She has everything. She hires Kurt Russell's character, who's like a carpenter, to make her like a new shoe rack on her massive yacht. She basically doesn't tell him that she wants it done in a specific way. He finishes doing it. She refuses to pay him, wants him to do it all over again, because to her, he's done it completely wrong. She throws him off the boat, literally, and all his stuff. And then one night, the same thing happens to her. She falls off the boat accidentally, and she ends up losing her memory, getting amnesia. So he takes the opportunity, because she can't remember who she is, he takes the opportunity to go to the hospital and claim that she is his wife, Annie Prophet, and they have 4 kids together. So he takes her back to their house, and she's got to kind of come to terms with the fact that she's a wife and a mother, and yeah, she's snobbish to start with, but yeah, it's a really heartwarming film. Really liked it, and Gary Marshall directed it. Didn't know that until I started watching it. Music, Alan Silvestri, brilliant job in this. As I said, really heartwarming. If you've not seen this, you like a good 80s comedy that's funny, but also has a very heartwarming touch to it. Definitely give this a go. It's my highlight of the week, my recommendation of the week. So yeah, that is Overboard. Next up, another one. I think these were all ones that were chosen for the watch pile. Overboarders as well. I wanted to get them all watched. All the ones that were picked last week, I wanted to get watched so I could talk about them, and I finally have. I usually end up missing one. I've still not seen The Last Starfighter, but I'll try and get that watched. I'll try and get that watched this week. I can't promise, but I will try and get that watched this week. But the next one that I ended up watching was Predator 2, which I believe Stuart chose last week, which I actually personally prefer to the first one. It changes the setting of the jungle to a more urban jungle of LA, and follows Danny Glover's character, who's a detective who is basically, this predator is hunting. He's picking off the Colombians and the Jamaicans who have got a gang war going on, and the predator's going after them, and the cops, obviously, who are after the gangs. And then they realise that there's something picking off these gang members one by one. And Danny Glover is the lead, definitely. Got Gary Busey, who kind of takes, because I read that because Arnie was offered to come back and he didn't want to come back, they had to kind of fill that role somehow. So they made a new role and cast Gary Busey as the head of them. He's like a DEA agent. And you've got Bill Paxton, not got a huge part in it. He's more of the comedic relief, but he's really good in it. Who else is in this? Robert DeVee plays like the captain of the police or whatever. Not a huge role. But yeah, as I say, I enjoyed it a bit more than the original one. Wasn't a huge fan of the original Predator. I know, probably an unpopular opinion there. I still enjoy the original one. We'll go back to it at some point. But the second one, don't know, just clicked more for me. Yeah, I enjoyed it again. Music by Alan Silvestri. Yeah, fun watch that one, Predator 2. Then next up, I can't remember who chose this one. It's been such a while since I did my watch pile episodes, I can't remember who chose this one. But I watched it anyway. The Island, Michael Bay film, Ewan McGregor, Scarlett Johansson. One that I think I've seen like most of before, a long time ago, because it like the first part up until they get out and into the city, I remember watching, and then but I couldn't. I don't think I've saw the last hour or so. But it's basically about these two people who live in, well, you don't know where they are really until the story kicks off. Lincoln 6 Echo and Jordan 2 Delta, yeah. As they kind of live the same life over and again, definitely sci-fi. Wear white, they live in this like futuristic looking place where every week someone wins a trip. They get to go and live on the island. All is not what it seems, is all I'll say. I can't really talk about anything more than that because it would spoil it. Because there's a lot of reveals. I wouldn't say twists. I'd say more reveals throughout this film, which kind of opens the plot up more. But what I've said, I think's all you need to know to go into it. It's a fun sci-fi film. It's exactly what you expect from Michael Bay. A lot of fun, a lot of explosions. Yeah, fun time, this one. The Island, glad that I watched that one. And then this one I know Roy chose, and I only finished watching it this morning because I was too tired to finish it last night when I put it on. But it's a PTA film that I hadn't seen, and one of the only Daniel Day-Lewis films that I hadn't seen, and that is There Will Be Blood, about an oil man in the early 20th century. Most of it takes place in, and he has like a conflict with a preacher played by Paul Dano. But this is definitely a film about greed. He's not a likeable character. He's definitely, I would call him a villain. It gives a villainous performance in this Daniel Day-Lewis. A very unlikable character. The things he does, very morally wrong. Just very greedy man. Gets what he deserves in the end, I suppose. Although I won't say what happens, because it would spoil the end. But it's a very satisfying ending, the way that it ends. Yeah, he just descends into madness throughout this film, and you can see it in his performance. It's no wonder he won an Oscar. That end monologue, whew, yeah, just crazy stuff. That's probably what pushed him to win the Oscar. But yeah, really good stuff, this one. Quite long, 2.5 hours, well, almost 2 hours 40 actually. But I enjoyed it. Thought good little watch. Well, not little watch, good big watch, I suppose, that I hadn't watched before. Yeah, love PTA, so glad that I can knock another one off the list and another Daniel Day-Lewis film off the list. So yeah, that is There Will Be Blood. And that is all of the films that I watched this week, all 8. Let me know what you think about them down below in the comments section. I do already know what I'm going to watch today, but I'll keep it a surprise. It's a DVD, one of the DVDs that I got from the charity shop. Was it was it last week or the week before? It's last week still, wasn't it? well, yeah, it feels like ages ago, but it was only last week, yeah. One of them I'm going to give a go, and then I'm going to give a Blu-ray Denzel Washington film that I've seen before. I watch it, it's in the watch pile because it's been a while since I watched it, but someone in the community recently watched it, and I believe they spoke about it on one of my live streams. I won't say who, because we can then start digging, and I don't want to spoil it for next week's weekly watchers. But yeah, I'm going to give that a go. And yeah, I don't really know what obviously got the watch pile, which would be Tuesday again. I've got 4, I think, have been chosen for this week so far. So if you haven't voted for what you want me to watch and review for this week's, go back to my watch pile episode, have a look what's on the shelf, just put a quick comment, and I will, because even if, as I have been doing, even if I don't watch it and review it in that episode, I'll still try and watch it before next Sunday and talk about it on this video. But yeah, that's it for this video. So yeah, let me know what you guys have been watching this week. Tune in. I have got my pickups video going up tomorrow, so you will also get a reminder tomorrow if you watch that. But tune in tomorrow, 7:30, live stream as usual, with Roy and Sam and a few special guests. I won't mention who, because be nice to have a surprise. People that have been on before, though, some great guests that we've had before coming back. And yeah, it's going to be a bit different tomorrow. Going to be a bit of a twist to the live stream, but I will keep it a surprise as to what that is going to be. It will start off normal. Obviously, we'll talk about what we've been watching recently. Might read a few comments, but then we've got something special going on tomorrow, something different that we're going to give a test to see if it works. And if it does, we'll definitely be doing it again, but it should be a lot of fun. So even if you can just pop by for 5 minutes, come and give us a little watch, leave a little comment. I can't promise that we'll get through all the comments tomorrow because of what we'll be doing, but I'll try my hardest to get through as many as I can during the stream. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Turn your notification bell on so you know when I have a new video uploaded to the channel. Comment down below anything and everything. As you know, I always take the time to get back to anyone that leaves me a comment. And that is it. So until next time, everyone, take care. Goodbye.